want to go over how product managers will use Nova to manage their product initiatives. This is something that a few product managers are asking me, so I'm just gonna go over this quickly and show you an example. This is a workflow that we currently have inside Nova and you can start using automatically. So if you, anytime you go to projects and you start a new project, you can find this workflow basically by searching by product management, and you will see product initiative here. So you click here, use, and will automatically create the workflow for you just like this. I'm gonna create a test and show you how that works. So automatically creates the workflow for you. And of course, you can change it as you move forward, or you can use whatever is important or relevant to you. Something that I often do is evaluate the durations that are added here automatically or remove them entirely. But I personally like to decide, okay, I want my team to work on the initiative canvas for a whole month, then I will change that by adding that duration here and changing that. So when I add the start date, let's say today, everything will automatically add the start date and due date on each session. If you go to the list session, you will see exactly the same. Some of the sessions that had the duration will automatically change the date, and you can of course change it as you move forward and things get changed as any project or any initiative. So I'm gonna go back to the project because I had an initiative already here. So in this initiative, what I usually do is I start with the initiative canvas and with a Kanban board as well. So in the initiative canvas is where you have here all the steps. So let's say overview, leadership, stakeholders, but let's go over this quickly. So this is an initiative canvas, and this is where product managers will go to start defining that initiative and defining what are the must-have, what are the nice-to-have, providing information about the objectives of the initiative, key things like metrics, how are you going to measure success, and things like the user story, the acceptance criteria, and all of that should be evaluated. And as you build and work on this initiative canvas, you will see that you sometimes will have a lot of sticky notes and a lot of ideas, but by the end you can go back and keep this clean to make sure that this is the source of truth for your team. If you have never used an initiative canvas before, just know that you can go here and you will have all the steps that you need to follow to make sure that you get it done. Usually Nova provides this guidance, so you always can go over each step 3, and we will send you exactly where you need to work on, and we'll also provide information about how to do it. So as you move forward, just make sure that you mark complete when it's completely done and move to the next step. So now we are in objective. You will provide that information. If you are brainstorming or keeping up your notes, just do that, and then mark the step as complete when that's done. All right, so another key thing in these sessions is that all sessions always have a section for resources. So let's say I am providing information about justification or objective, and I found that information maybe online or maybe inside a document on a Google Doc or whatever that was. I will add the link here to make sure I have access to all the resources, all the external resources here, and to make sure that my team has access to those resources as well, and they don't need to spend time in the future searching for these resources. When the session is completed, what I will do is mark the session as complete, but I will also add conclusions in here. And these conclusions usually help the team have one place and simple place and accessible place where they can go and find the final decisions and takeaways. So if something happens and they are curious about what are the decisions, they don't need to read the whole thing, but they can find the key information that they need to keep in mind in here, and this will go directly to the report, so they can find that there. I'm gonna be showing the report in a second, but I wanna walk you through this workflow first, and you can choose to move forward with the report if that's something that is interesting to you. So of course, every project, as you have this workflow, you have this whiteboard to work on these projects. You also have the list view, so you can choose between the two. I personally love this view because I usually add images and I add notes for the team. So let's say sometimes the team is working here and I want to leave a note. This is something that is very helpful for us. So I will leave a note for the whole team, and I can add images and I can drop and organize this the way I want. It's also, if some of these sessions are sessions that I invite clients, customers, and people from outside the company, this is a space that is private, so nobody from outside the company can access, and that gives me an opportunity to keep all the internal notes here. So I'm gonna leave it there, and if you have any questions about that, please leave those below in the comments. But let's move forward. So once we go through the initiative canvas, and I'm gonna go now to the list view just to go over things faster. I also have an inspiration wall, so that's when I ask designers to go over different pages, different competitors, and evaluate what they are doing. So they come here and they will add images, and this is very simple. So if I'm gonna see if I have an image, but you will just drag and drop, or otherwise you will add the ability to add images here, and you can also leave notes, comments, and all of that. So this is where the whole team works together to find good ideas and make sure that those ideas are gonna inspire and provide information for the whole team about like how do we want to work on this initiative, what is like the design that we want to follow, what is the key things that we like and we don't like. So going back, we also have the next thing, that is the competitive analysis. And as we did before, if this is something you have never done, or you are inviting some team members that are maybe new to the team or have never done this is a good way to collaborate asynchronously, because they can follow the steps and you don't need to provide information about how to do it, but they can just follow the steps and they will be able to collaborate on their own time. If some of these steps are not exactly what you want to say, as always, you can go here, edit the steps, and edit those steps, add new information, provide new guidelines, and make sure you guide the team in the way you want. So I'm just gonna stop editing, but basically they will have, and you will have, all those guidelines here. So the same as before, I will click on this and I will automatically move around the screen, and it will explain me exactly how I need to use this screen. So taking this, just to show you a little bit about this screen, you basically have a competitive analysis evaluating your products and 3 other products or 3 other competitors, and their main features or main characteristics of your initiative will go here, and you will evaluate what is better and what do you want to be better. You also provide a little bit of information about what is your competitive advantage here. The leaders versus followers is a good way to help the team understand where they need to go, and if they need to have a vision that is more like they need to be different from the competitors. Are they just copy and pasting basically what other people are doing, or are they completely um, developing a cutting edge solution? So understanding that will help them understand if they are going to be spending a lot of time developing this, if they are gonna spend a lot of time doing research, development, design, and all of that, or if it's more an idea of like going to what other people are doing and basically creating something similar to what is already in the market. So once they do that, they can, of course, have here screenshots and more information about your branding, content, and things like that, things that will help them evaluate what other competitors versus you are doing. When that's done, of course, you will mark that as complete. So you will say complete and it's done. And as you see here, you will be able to evaluate when things are done. Basically, when things are past due, the session will be pink, so you can always filter by the status, but you also will be able to see if the 2 people that were part of this session were able to participate. If they are missing any steps, you will also be able to see it here. So you have a lot of information about how is the project, who is participating, what things are still not done, what is done, and you also have a clear workflow of like how to go from defining that initiative with the initiative canvas to finally having a retro with your team and evaluating if anything went well, or if something wasn't going as well as you expected, or if you need to start doing something or stop doing something. So this is a session that you will have with your team. They can use this session synchronously, or they can invite everyone. You can add a video call here, and automatically you will see everyone here collaborating and answering these questions together. So it's a good way to spark that conversation. So going back here, of course, as you move forward, this will be shown as complete. And when you add the conclusions in the sessions and you highlight key information, you can go here and you will see the name of your product initiative, and then you will see who is involved and the whole workflow here with all the sessions that you had to complete to go from the, the initial canvas to whatever you ended up doing at the end, whether that is like making a decision about a strategic decision about like how to launch that feature, or whether that is just a retro. Um, so you will also have some information about your team and how they were collaborating. So that will help you evaluate if is better ways to do this. And of course, after that, you will have information about the project, and this is key because in here what you are capturing is key highlights. So if you found any information that was interesting, and you will also capture conclusions and takeaways. So any time that those conclusions are updated in the session, those conclusions will be updated here. So this is a place where that you don't need to update, and you can print and you can share with your team. Managers can come here and automatically know exactly what's happening in the project and what decisions are being made. So it's very, very useful to have this document, and also being able to access it at any given time. So as you see from the competitive analysis, the conclusion were these ones. From the initial scoping was this one. So you will have all of that here. And as I mentioned, if something changes and those conclusions are changed in the session, this will be changed automatically here. Okay. So going back, of course, you can print it, and as things move forward, this will be updated. So these are some of the sessions, but of course, something that as a product manager you are gonna use a lot is things like gathering information from different team members, or even from clients or other stakeholders. In here, you see that the designer created an autonomous session to gather information, and the designer is sharing his screen and is asking a question to team members, and questions about like their process, and the team members are answering those questions, and it's as simple as this, right? So they are sharing also designs, and you see that I can see what other team members are saying, so I can answer and participate, keeping in mind what everyone else is saying. And as I move forward, the designer that managed this session will get notified that I'm participating, that is getting the answers, and that information is being recorded in here. So this is one way. In general, this is where you will manage that initiative. And as I mentioned, even we provide that workflow. You can add additional sessions and additional tasks, as you see here. So if you add additional sessions, you just add the name. So let's say you want to create user interview preparation. You will add that and choose the tool. If you have one, you maybe have one in your own library. As you see here, I have this library. If I don't have anything in my library, then I will search here. So research preparation user research interview. I can just say use, and let's see if I like it. Perfect is telling me exactly what to do, how to prepare the email, how to prepare the questions, how to uh, add questions, assumptions, answers, and all of that. And of course, I'm guided. I know exactly how to do it, and it's all here. Going back, if I need to add a task, let's say I need to call Mario, I will do that, and I can say, oh, the effort is 5, priority is medium. But of course, if I want to keep all my tasks in one place, I usually have a Kanban board for my initiative, and this is where I share and manage all the tasks related to that initiative with designers. Usually, if I'm working um, in a in a product with software developers, I will use Jira with developers, but then I will use with designers only Nova. And in here I will have all those tasks, of course. So in here I will keep all the raw ideas, I will organize them, and I will move them forward to the Kanban board. Of course, in all the tasks, as you see, I can filter them as well. And of course, I can open them and add additional information here. Um, as a project in general, I like to keep my projects organized. So something that I do often is to keep the status updated. That helps the rest of the team that is not working on this project know if something is missing, but also for me, when I say off track, is a way for me to say that some of the sessions are due today, and that's a way to communicate to the team that, hey, remember this is happening today. They, of course, every team member is gonna have their own list of to-do things, so they're gonna have tasks and sessions in here. They are also gonna get reminders by email and all of that, but people are busy, you better keep things organized. So I just like to keep to add the status in here and keep it updated. And I personally, as a product manager, I sometimes use the time tracker, but not always. It's not always something you are going to use, but sometimes it's very useful to know how long things take. So anytime anyone in the team is working on this project, you will basically start the timer, and that way you know exactly how much time you spend in this initiative. Anyways, so that is all for today. I hope this is helpful, but of course, I'm happy to answer any questions. Please leave your questions below in the comments, and of course, I'm gonna go over those questions and make sure that I answer those questions as soon as possible. But if you are a product manager, I invite you to go to workflows, and then you have some project management in here that you're gonna find a lot of really good workflows that you can use, like product development, product initiative, product management, more based on a sprint, the design sprint, a rapid product initiative, if you want to go over really fast, and things like understanding your potential users. That is something that you probably work on a lot, but in product development, if you want to use this one is a good workflow to work on for the whole year. So in here is where you are going to evaluate what your competitors are doing, what's happening in the market, and keep all that information in one place. So you keep coming up with initiatives and features that are key for your product. So that's everything about workflows, but of course you have tools, and you can browse all of them and try them, change them, create your own library, and all of that. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for for your time, and I hope that this session was helpful. And see you soon. Bye.